I was like, that never stopped Kevin. So I figure I can give it a shot. That's the thing about Kev. In my opinion, he's the funniest human being I've ever met in my entire life. The thing is, everyone didn't agree with me. But he did not give a shit. And I love that about him. Like, he could not have cared less. Some of my favorite times when we were in the car after a bad show, and I'm like, I fucking suck, man. He's like, yeah, so what? We all suck. You know, like, he didn't give a shit. He didn't let anything, he didn't care, like, so much about, like, you know, everybody thought of him and stuff. I was trying to think, I have so many stories, and I'm trying to think of some that, like, you know, maybe some of his family wouldn't know, because he didn't talk about himself very much. You know, like, and just telling some stories, it was like, you know, people were shocked to hear it, and I'm like, dude, if that were me, like, I won't shut the fuck up about myself. You know what I mean? Like we went to New York in July. I was in a comedy festival, and he just went just to be there with me, you know. And at one point we passed a we were just walking late at night. We passed a bank where there was an ATM inside, so you could use the ATM at any time. But that's not what it was being used for at the time. Late at night, a homeless man just set up camp. I don't know what you do at camp. He was fingering his butthole pretty aggressively. That's not what I do at camp. But that's what he was doing. And he was getting after it. And I noticed at first, I go, Kev, that man just back there is aggressively in his butthole right now. Kev goes, what? And he just walked back and stood for way too long, just staring. Like, yeah, dude, I got it. We can wait. He's just staring at him. And I remember Kev saying, the beautiful thing was that he wasn't even masturbating. This was art for art's sake. That was Kev's takeaway. And he was like, I think he was making like a political statement about the banking system in this country. I was just standing behind him going, he speaks for all of us. One of the last things we did was on Thursday we did a show up in Michigan, and before that we went to the sex shop to get cock rings. And it just seemed funny to me, like we had talked about doing it, and then I was like, you know, fuck it, let's do it. We're gonna go get cock rings, just, you know, why not? And then we show up, and like, it all hit me, like, how ridiculous this was, and I started to get really anxious. And as we were walking in, I was like, oh, dude, I'm so uncomfortable. He goes, you want to hold my hand? So we held hands, and we walked into the sex shop together. And immediately a woman comes up to us, and she goes, you guys look lost. Can I help you with something? And for whatever reason, when I'm uncomfortable, I get really loud. I go, we need dick rings! She's like, I don't know why you just yelled it, but right this way. And it helped us. And as we were paying, he paid with his credit card. And then I paid with cash. I had like the exact amount of cash. I was like, she's like, do you want a receipt? I want no record of this. I want no paper trail. And I was like, this guy used his credit card. He goes, I only did this for the paper trail. He wanted people to know. Oh man. What were some weird stories that happened? Oh, this was his shirt. He, when we were in New York, there's a giant H&M store in Times Square, and we were staying at a block away from Times Square, so we were there like all the time. And we went during the day, and he's like, he saw this shirt, and he goes, oh my God. He's like, what? He's like, that's the ugliest shirt I've ever seen in my life. I know it'll look terrible on me. I have to get it. That was his logic. But he didn't buy it. He didn't buy it right then and there. And then we were sharing a bed because it's New York, and it's, you know, and then I wake up at like noon or something. I look over, I was like, "Hey man, you up?" And he goes, "Yeah, I should really go back and get that shirt." Oh wait, and he pulls the covers down and he's wearing it. He woke up early to go back and get this shirt. So he just had to have it and surprised me with it. That became our catchphrase for like a solid 2 months, was trash it. Just trash it, anything, fucking trash it. And we were at on 120 West 44th Street. Don't know why I remember, but so there was a musical going on like right across from our hotel, and there was a giant crowd. Oh, I forgot about this, but this amazing thing that it's just so simple, but like I never would have thought to do it. There's a giant crowd out on the street. And Kevin opens the window, leans out, and he's smiling, and he just starts waving. And before you know it, everyone's turning and waving to him back. It's like, hey man, like I never would have thought to do that. He just made people smile like all the time. So in putting his head out the window, this window that had not been opened since like '87, because like he leans back in and there is just black streaks down the entire fucking back of this thing, which I thought was gross. Until at the end of the night when I go, "Hey, what happened to those black streaks?" He goes, "I sweated them off, man, trash it." He just sweated it up. And it was the middle of July. We walked, I mean, if you knew Kev, that kid never stopped walking. There was like 4 feet in this hotel room and he was pacing it. And I'm like, dude, there's not even room to pace, but he made room. So like I had never walked so much in my life. I mean, I was so fucking sore, and he was just fine the whole time. I was like, "Dude, you sore?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Dude, I have to call an Uber." He's like, "I'm just gonna walk." I'm like, "I'm calling an Uber, and you're gonna choose to walk?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I feel like walking." All right. So we were really, really looking forward to going back. We went back a few weeks after that, and to look for apartments. And we were going to go back at the end of November. But, I don't know, he probably could have paced there in this time, honestly. He did it right now. But I guess I'll do a couple of my favorite Kev jokes. This is the insanely optimistic optometrist. You'll see. You'll all see. There's another one. This made me laugh harder than anything. It didn't work that night, and it probably won't work this night either. He was in the middle of a set that was not going his way. It's you guys. Some of you are here regularly. It's young hip college crowd. It wasn't going. And then he goes, "You guys are dressed like you want to be rape joked tonight." One of my favorites. This is before he took his belated journey to manhood. He said, "So I've never been with a woman because rape is disgusting, and so is small talk." That's so funny to me. Like categorically, they're fucking remotely similar. Guys, you'll never please your dad. As much as when you first came out of him. Hopefully. Unless you jerk your dad off, which I wouldn't recommend. On the flip side, you'll never please your mom. Or wait, no, you'll never hurt your mom as much as when you first came out of her. Hopefully. Unless you jerk your dad off, which I wouldn't recommend. It's one of my favorite characters. He was such a character. Like, I don't know if he ever answered the first time I called him. but like at the same time, he was like the most reliable person I've ever met in my life. I would have to call him so many times. Like literally last weekend, I had a buddy staying with me, the guy who let us crash with him in Brooklyn when we went back, and I told him on Thursday, hey, Austin's gonna need a ride to the bus station on Monday at 10 a.m. I was like, can you do it? And he's like, yeah. And I didn't talk to him. I talked to him, but I didn't talk to him about that. And Austin was like, is he gonna show up? It's sporadic with returning text message. I go, he'll be here. Then lo and behold, 10 a.m. Boom, there he was to pick him up. And oh man, I'll just I'll always be grateful that he called me on Saturday night. And we had a normal phone conversation. We were just laughing. And then right when he was going to hang up, he goes, hey, I love you, man. And I go, I love you too. I was like, is everything okay? Do you want to come over? He goes, no, everything's fine. I just wanted to tell you. And I was like, my house is always open, keep the door unlocked. You can come over anytime. He goes, I know, you going to the Funny Bone tomorrow? Yeah. He goes, alright, I'll see you tomorrow. And I mean, what a gift that he gave me. I mean, I know his mind was made up, but he just wanted to, say that he loved me one more time. He wanted everyone to know that, it was no one's fault or anything like that. So if you love somebody, tell them, let them know. I don't care if, we would say it occasionally, but some guys like, oh, I'm not going to tell one of my guy friends. Tell him you love him, it might be the last chance you get. So, I think if I could say one last thing to Kev, if I saw him one more time, I'd probably slap him in his face. And I'd go, hey, stupid! We all want to kill ourselves, but we're here anyway. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you. I love you so much.